Can an electric zero-turn actually replace a gas mower? I'm about to find out, but the most surprising thing about this brand new John Deere isn't that it's electric. It's that it's actually powered by Ego batteries. My property is just over 2 acres, and I'm going to test power, runtime, charging, and whether or not you should choose this over gas. And I'm also going to take it through thick, wet grass, try to stall the motors, run the batteries down to 0, and see if this thing can handle some abuse. Should be fun, and we're starting right now. This is the all-new John Deere Z370RS, and it sits within the entry-level Z300 series lineup. And you can actually get it right here at Lowe's. And I bought this mower with my own money. Now, the biggest news here, and what you should care about, is that it uses Ego batteries. That's right, the most popular lawnmower company has teamed up with the biggest name in battery-powered outdoor equipment to bring you the best of both worlds. A tried and true mower powered by the most reliable battery tech on the market, and you can get it at one of the most popular big box retailers. That's a win-win-win. And they aren't specialized one-off Ego batteries either. These are the same fully removable 56-volt batteries that power Ego's full lineup of handheld tools. So if you've already invested in the Ego battery system, you can use your mower batteries to run all your handheld stuff, and you can use the batteries you already own to stretch the runtime of this mower. Now, everyone wants to know about warranty stuff with battery electric equipment, and this mower has a 3-year, 200-hour warranty on the mower itself, and a 5-year, 200-hour warranty on the batteries. It's pretty good in my opinion, and in some ways it's actually better than the warranty on the gas mowers. The business end of this zero-turn is a 42-inch XL deep deck that is standard in the Z300 series lineup. The only difference is that electric motors are used to power the blades instead of belts and pulleys ran off a gas engine. Runtime is possibly the biggest question with electric mowers, and the manufacturers always want to juice the stats and throw out the biggest number possible, but I'm going to test John Deere's claim of a 1.25 acre runtime by heading out into the yard with a full charge and seeing how far I get. This is a fairly standard cut, but I will be getting into some deeper grass around the back too, and the quality of turf back here is lacking big time. It might look nice in a few of the clips, but there's a lot of rough weeds that I'm mowing through, and I've also got the blade speed cranked up to high, so this isn't like a hyper mile test. This is very real world, and we're chopping through some thick salad back here in some areas. Making passes back and forth, this thing is actually pretty fun to use. It's a lot quieter than a gas mower for sure, and I'll do some more testing on that in just a minute. Most of the grass is just getting a light maintenance cut that you typically do once a week. A little off the top, nothing too crazy. Cut quality seems on point for what I'd expect from a Z300 series mower, and I'm driving at a normal speed, and the cut looks good, nice and flat, everything that you would expect. Along the marsh in the back, the grass gets quite a bit thicker because it grows faster, and I'm definitely doing a bit of hay cutting and stressing those motors a little bit more than you typically would. All in all, I got around an hour and a half of runtime and cut close to an acre of grass before the batteries were empty. So not too far off John Deere's claim of 1.25 acres. Definitely possible for sure. And if you have a lot of hills or thick overgrown grass, you'll be cutting way less, but if you have a flat yard and only doing a weekly trim, you might see an acre or better, no problem. I made another electric mower video, and one common question that seemed to keep popping up was, what happens when you run out of battery? Well, what happens when you run out of gas? The mower stops running. Okay, to be fair, it's a genuine question, and who among us hasn't run out of gas in the back 40 and had to do the walk of shame with the gas can all the way across the yard to do the mid-mow fill-up? I know I definitely have, so I wanted to test that. What does actually happen when you reach 0% battery on the Z370RS? Well, the first thing that happens when you reach the end of runtime is that the blades shut off. That's a fairly big and obvious indicator that it's time to charge. Now, most people, once your blades won't turn on, would probably take the hint and go plug in, but for the sake of testing, I pushed through that and kept driving. So I can't mow anymore because my state of charge is too low, but I can still drive, and that's all I'm doing here. I'm driving back and forth, and when you see me pause, that's because the mower is shutting off and I'm manually turning it back on to keep going. Eventually, I did indeed completely discharge the batteries to the point where it wouldn't even stay on. But I think the fear of getting stranded is non-existent because you have to blow through lots of warning signs to get there. I think some people that worry about running out of power are envisioning 500 feet of extension cords trying to reach the mower to charge it in an inconvenient spot. And that's not really the case either. That's the genius behind the Ego batteries, because all I have to do is pop them out and walk them back to the house. And I can put them on an Ego charger there and simply bring them back to the mower when they're full. There's also a neutral switch as well. So if you wanted to push it and just roll the whole thing to the nearest outlet, that's an option too, but it's fairly unnecessary in my opinion. Charge time is another popular topic. People wanting to know how long it takes to go from 0 to full. So you know I had to test that too. I plugged in the stone dead 0% state of charge mower to the charger to see what it would take. Now the charger itself is a 120 volt unit that just plugs into a standard wall outlet. So there's no 240 volt level 2 charger needed with additional wiring from an electrician. It's just a standard outlet, and it's not like you have to take the batteries out to charge either. You absolutely can, but the best way to charge is the charge port on the side of the mower. All the batteries stay in place and you just plug it in. I'm using a sprinkler timer to keep track of duration here, and honestly, if you're a big Ego battery person, charging 6 batteries at once is pretty dang cool. And when you're not mowing, you could use the zero turn as a giant charging dock for all of your other Ego batteries. 0 to full came in just over 4 hours, and these are big batteries we're dealing with here. 2 10 amp hour batteries, and there's 4 of the 6 amp hour batteries, so several hours is to be expected. I think the key to battery electric mowers is to be able to mow your whole entire yard in one shot. Once you can do that, and this is kind of a hot take, but charging speed doesn't actually matter that much because you're only mowing once a week or maybe twice a week during the spring when everything's growing really fast. But most of the time, mowers just sit in garages not being used. And that makes them a really good use case to go electric, but you gotta be able to mow your whole yard for it to make sense. If you have other Ego batteries though, this becomes way more doable and far more interesting. I have a 28-inch Ego snowblower that I really don't use that much in the summer, and the big old honkin' 12 amp hour batteries from that tool can swap right into this mower, and I could keep mowing and extend my runtime that way. The opposite is also true, since I don't usually mow my grass during winter in Minnesota when it's covered in snow. All of those batteries from the mower now become portable power sources to keep the snowblower running through the toughest Midwest blizzards. The more Ego tools you have, the more batteries you accumulate, and the idea of runtime starts to be less of a factor because you can just swap a battery pretty fast. I'm not even to the #1 coolest thing about this mower yet, but first I wanted to throw some abuse at it and see what it could actually handle. Really blur the lines between lawnmower and brush hog. For that, I headed to the back of the property behind the barn where the grass was insanely long and unkept. Oh, and it had just rained too, so everything was super wet. This was a combination of really long, rough grass, dandelion city, and all sorts of weeds and random ground cover that was overgrown. This is not a typical maintenance trim by a long shot. The John Deere did great though, and I have to mention how fun it is to play bush hog and mow down super tall grass that you have no business driving over. Did things bog down? Yeah, of course they did, but the motors felt torquey and handled things pretty well. I had grass stuck everywhere and it was quickly filling up the deck, and that's ultimately what clogged the motors and was giving me error messages. The grass clippings were piling up on the wheels and peeling off like carpet. The deck was at full capacity and I had to remove massive clumps to free things up. But I did make it through eventually, and the overall cut was great after running over everything a little bit. I know a gas mower would have struggled with this too. You're talking massive bog down and reduced blade speed for sure. I don't know if it would have actually stalled, but the decks are the same on the gas version of this mower, so probably similar performance. But my main takeaway in doing this stupid exercise is that the electric Z370RS is actually fairly capable, and anything a residential homeowner might throw at it is gonna be handled just fine. In my last electric mower video, I read comment after comment about how concerned everyone was with service and long-term viability of an electric mower. Some were fairly tame, with guys just wanting to know genuinely what was available for service options, and some of you guys were more triggered, ranting and raving about your 318 that you bought 40 years ago and still use today, and they don't make them like they used to, and the whole thing. And that leads me to my biggest differentiator with this mower versus the competition from other brands, and that's this. John Deere is backed by a dealer network. There's probably a dealer that's local to you. In fact, there's probably lots of them. Not only is there a place to go for service, but you've got options. Very few electric lawnmowers have the dealership backing service the way that John Deere does, and that's why I really like what this mower is doing. Now, my hot take related to service and battery life, and you're gonna hate me for this, so brace yourself, it's that electric mowers are more tech than tool, and they don't have to last forever. Let me ask you something. How old is the phone in your pocket? And follow up, when you bought it, did you think to yourself, there she is, the last phone I'll ever need? What about your TVs, laptops, tablets, washing machines, or even vehicles? Is anyone daily driving something from the 90s thinking that that's the move? My point is that I'm much more concerned about the immediate useful life of my tech and if something can fill my needs today versus decades down the road. I'm assuming that all those things I listed will be far better in the short-term near future, and as long as it does what I need it to do today and is backed by a decent warranty from a company I trust, that's usually enough to get me to jump in. But let me know in the comments what you think. The best part of my review videos is the pros and the cons. What's awesome, what sucks, and I've got one major pro that we haven't even talked about yet, followed by one major con and one neutral thing that I think was pretty even between the gas and the electric versions of this mower. So here we go. The first pro with the all-electric Z370RS over the gas equivalent is noise. And I haven't really talked about that yet, but it's a big one. Gas mowers are loud. They're loud for you, the user, they're loud for your neighbors, and going electric is quieter, period. Here's a quick comparison between the John Deere and a gas-powered Toro. First up is the gas mower running, just kind of sitting there, and I'll increase the RPM and drive around a little bit too. And now here is the John Deere doing the same thing. I know, it's a cheesy comparison, but I'm sorry, I had to. But I absolutely love bombing around the property on electric mowers. Pulling trailers, doing yard work. I actually took my kid trick-or-treating on an electric lawnmower, and the silence is awesome for driving around versus gas. Okay, here's the Toro at full RPM with the blade engaged. And the John Deere with the blades engaged at the highest speed, or basically the loudest that it can be. I love that electric mowers are so much quieter, and I think it's a huge win. The major con is going to be runtime compared to a gas mower, and the big thing for me is being able to mow your entire lawn in one shot without having to recharge. Like I tested earlier, I got about an hour and a half of runtime over roughly an acre of grass doing the typical weekly trim. As stated before, the removable batteries is genius, and if you have other Ego tools and batteries, You can easily extend the runtime if needed, but admittedly, it's an expensive endeavor. The mower itself is on a high end of the spectrum, living at the top of the Z300 lineup at $6,500, where most of the gas mowers in that segment from John Deere are closer to $3,000 to $4,000. So you're definitely paying a premium for the electric variant. Now, the cut quality is the neutral thing, and I thought it did great, and I really think it's on par with the gas versions of the Z300s. I think most homeowners wouldn't really notice a difference when it comes to cut between gas and electric when it comes to the entry-level segment of the market. So should you buy an electric zero-turn? Well, it depends. Let me know why you would or what's holding you back. And if you want to see another electric versus gas mower comparison, I've got a video reviewing a tractor-style mower from Cobalt right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.